Welcome back, y'all, to the second installment in this stock market prediction model. Uh, so I have gone through, made sure everything is good, and I'm going to start off the video just real quickly, going through um, everything because I don't think I went through that enough. So in my files here, I have CPP later. Uh, the C++ will go through data, be able to sort it through quickly, and hand it over to Python, the AI model, to better run to run through it. Just because C++ is faster than Python is, but it doesn't have the extensive libraries that Python does, so it would make it much harder to do this entire thing in C++. The data folders for when I get the data later. And I start off with enter in data and then process it and then give the model raw data that is cleaned up. And then the scripts will run the code. This is where all the this is where you'll execute like the model testing and everything like that, and the back test everything. And then so far we have simulate, which is simulating what happens with positions and with the fake data that we are getting. With strategy, which is computing the strategy for um, our positions, which currently is set to trade if the index for the bar is even, and be out if the index of the bar is odd. And then we have this is going to be later for data settings, where we are going to be trading every 5 minutes with an initial capital of 1,000 is what it's set to right now, but that will change later. And our load.py, which is able to find the settings file and load it and be able to pass it to the other files. And then I don't think I have the fake, which is able to create fake bars. That's what this function does. It gives out a list of the object's bars from this types.py, which is literally an object bar. A class is also kind of referred to as an object. You have this object bar. It is quite literally a bar with values. If you've ever seen like a stock market, like on Fidelity or something like that, they show you multiple different bars, and this is just what that is. It's just a bunch of different bars with values attached. And then I think that's about it. Most like I said last time, most of this is fairly empty. Haven't really done much yet. And I do have comments for like what they're supposed to be doing later, but for right now, I'm just kind of creating a basic skeleton for the back testing, so that the model later is able to use like the back testing strategy and and values that it gets. And today I am doing we're going to be doing transaction costs, because every time you trade in the stock market, there's a fee, and and you get like, once you get like into the actual weeds of it, once you start making a decent amount of money, you get things like capital gains and everything like that. So I'm going to be adding that to the code to show that part um, of the market, where not every transaction is completely 100% like positive or negative. You do have to include fees into your trade to train the model to not be too risky with things, because if it doesn't earn enough, it won't be positive. It has to be 100. It has to be fairly confident that it will make X amount to break even. So with that, I'm going to start with a bit of cleanup. Um, so if you watched the last video, uh, there was an else statement here. We got rid of it. It was redundant. Equity was already equal to equity. I put it there because I'm used to doing if else, but it was redundant. Don't need it. This is really all the code needs. It will change equity if you're in. So that's all that is. And just to be a bit more clear, these formulas I just kind of wrote them out because I knew the formulas, but I thought that not everyone would know. So your return is it's a ratio of what you had before divided by it was what you had before minus what you started it's what you got minus what you had before divided by the entire uh, divided by what you had before. So you can think of it as difference between end and finish divided by start. And if you do some algebra, you can just get um, the closing value uh, after. So like the most recent close value divided by the close value the initial close value started with minus 1. I will probably show that on screen just to elucidate that fact, but the return is essentially a ratio, a percent, how much um, earned with your trades, and then equity is just how much you have inside the market. It's essentially the value of the positions you hold in a way, and that's just equal. And again, it's related. Equity is related to return with the formula that I will put on screen as well. Um, that is a bit harder to explain, but essentially all you need to know is that equity compounds on itself. That's why you see the multiplication here. So if you have $1,000, it grows by 25%, and then you have that 1,250 will grow even more. It will compound on itself, resulting in higher equity from the return, even if it's the same. Even if it grows again by 25%, you can think of it kind of like compounding interest, and that's what this formula is doing here. And then the timestamp is just the timestamp at that individual bar at that time slot. So that is what all these formulas mean. And I'm also going to clean this up. And just to keep everything consistent, I mean, I believe I'm going to get rid of this quite soon because I don't need it. It's essentially this, but without the extra positions. And it was mostly there for testing, but I'm going to keep it until I'm for sure getting rid of it. And I'm going to call that returns. So do not want to give back this backtest result here. And I ran into that issue last time where I couldn't actually um, get that. So we're changing it to a list of integers. This is what we're getting, the fake strategy. We're actually getting a list of integers. And like I said last time, we're getting a list of integers because that's what positions requires. And then let's see, and then so the bars we want to know this based on the list of bars. And then we are giving back return, not backtest result, but return positions, which, let's see, is equal to this blank list. Yeah, so I believe that should. Yep, that's what we were looking for. Turning the list of positions, save that. And then back in the pipeline, positions, fake strategy, we only want to pass in bars. We can delete that. Damn, and that still had the Boolean version. I thought I got rid of all the Boolean stuff, but obviously I did not. And get rid of position.positions because um, it's no longer a data class. It is just positions. So, and then save positions is indeed a list of integers. We are passing in. Awesome. Let me just run it just to make sure that it is working. It's awesome, and that is the output we wanted. And just elucidate, because these outputs should always, and I mean always, be the same, because if we look back in our fake.py, I have put in a seed. That just means it's going to give out the same position because that's what the seed does. It's a predetermined predetermined output from this function with the seed. So yeah, that is what that means, and that's why we keep getting the same outputs there. Yep, because we have equity list and returns list and row returns, and yep. And then here, do that again. Here, great. Should save that. Awesome. Then delete this. What? I mean to delete that. Just delete that. And then, yes. And then you can delete this. So this is capital, and this is equal to 0.0. So keep that smaller, and then delete this. Then returns is equal to 0. Bold deleted. Placer. Need it. Getting changed to initial capital. That's going to change to 0. I'd save that. Now that I've fixed and updated code to be about as clear as I can possibly get it to be. Now we can add the transaction costs as was the goal of this video. So we are going to make a new variable. I'm going to call it. So, and actually let's define it in the settings because that the important trade cost. All should we do like 50 cents, I guess. That's fine. Trade cost to equal the trading trade cost. Yeah, we can just wire it up, say print the trade cost just to make sure that it is in fact working. Such. So yeah, this is basically, so this will load the settings, and then trading the trading bars is equal to the settings of trading setting. The look back here, this is what, so the load.py is literally just getting this what is essentially this data class. It has trading and then these values inside of trading. So it will load that. So the settings is loading that, and then trading is just equal to like the overhead trading bar. It's just equal to this essentially this dictionary with these values which themselves are a dictionary. It's kind of like a dictionary inside of a dictionary. And then bar minutes just is equal to, if you go inside the trading, you're looking for the value bar minutes and the value attached to that, which is 5. And then you just get that for those. And then, yeah, we just print out the trade cost because the trade cost is also inside of that. So let me see. And then let me, inside the simulate positions, add the trade cost. And then also add the that. And then just make sure that it works. It should. And fuck, did I put it in the wrong place? Did in fact put it in the wrong place. We don't want that here. We do not want that here. Because that strategy does not have that. I should probably, you know what, I'm gonna implement it. So let me redo it, trade, save that, and then go back here and then put those arguments. Put cost, float, save that, and then take a quick look, run, and 5. So, and this just should help to make sure that it is actually working. If positions of I does not equal positions. Actually, since I don't pass position here, let me do that real quick. Positions, which is itself a list of integers, comma, positions. I did that backwards because I'm a genius. Not equal positions of I minus 1. So that means if the position does not equal the position, like the last position, equity minus equal trade cost. And for this one, it should always be equivalent. So let me see. And then, so this one, so after you update the equity, you then want to positions I does not equal the positions of I minus 1, equity minus equal trade cost. And then that should be it for this. And then in the run pipeline, I need to make sure that I pass in positions. I believe that is the third. Yeah, when it should be the second. Keep things consistent. Comma. Be there. Just 2 counts. So everything is fixed there. Why does it keep doing that? Okay. Bars, positions, initial capital, trade cost. And then, so I just need to pass in positions here. Comma. Then save that. Positions are updated. Let's run the pipeline. Great. So yes, the equity for the second variation dropped a ton because it is constantly trading and then trading, then not trading, buying, selling. So it is going to take it's going to take a massive hit from its initial equity, which it went from, and that should be slightly unexpected. But the positions for the second one should be roughly the same, so it shouldn't lose too much. It loses exactly 10. So that is a slight bug. So let's see. So, it's because, yep. Okay, that's why. This one, they're both getting the same positions update, because they're running the same position. So running fake strategy, we need to do, so we're going to run this as do alternating strategy, and we'll define this one. Let's define all ways in, ways in. Just in, again, pass in a list. So bars. I can type for Jesus Christ. And then this will return again a list of integers. Is equal to this empty list. And then for I in range when bars append a 1 as they're always in. Turn positions. Save that. And then positions. So we'll do add to alternating strategy. Is there some? Oh, and then I have to change alternating. So alternating strategy. Then always in strategy. And then strategy 2. It's in. So want result 1. Swap these. Alternating strategy. Strategy 1. Control X. Go back. Control back. 2. Save. And run that. Awesome. So yes, our base case stayed the same. If you here 998, and then this the second strategy, although profitable before, you can see here, is no longer as profitable due to alternating of strategy, which takes a lot in cost. So it turns out that strategy 2 is far less profitable with that strategy. So yeah, that is about it for today's video. We have updated code to include a trade cost if you change your positions. So because every trade does cost money. So yes, that will be all today. Again, I thank you for watching, and I think I did a good enough job. I would appreciate a like and subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.